these misconceptions. I thought Muslims couldn't have fun. I thought Muslims didn't laugh. They didn't enjoy their lives. I thought they were unhappy and lived boring lives. So when I came to know Muslims, I thought to myself, wow, these are normal people. They just have different beliefs. The area in which I grew up in is literally the opposite of diverse. So due to my lack of exposure, I literally knew nothing about the religion. I was brought up in a Christian household. I was baptized. I went to church for like 10 years. I did Bible study every week for like 6 years. I'm Acadian, and a huge part of Acadian culture is Christianity. And literally every Acadian child gets baptized. But after all that, I realized religion wasn't something I cared about whatsoever. I would never bash or disrespect Christians. Christianity is just something that never had an impact on my life, regardless of the amount of exposure I got to it growing up. So after dissociating myself with Christianity, I was an atheist or possibly agnostic for a few years. I literally just didn't care about religion, and it was never something that was in my mind. So about 4 months ago, I started seeing Muslims on my TikTok For You page, and then I realized I knew literally nothing about Islam. I wanted to educate myself on different world religions, particularly Islam. But I have done a lot of research on other religions in the process. I went to Amazon and I ordered a bunch of books. Not a bunch, like 3. I literally could not stop learning more. I realized how beautiful the true Islam is, rather than just blindly believing the negative stereotypes of Muslims that is so prevalent. And recently I decided I wanted to finally convert to Islam. But I converted because I knew it was right for me. I'm a person of logic, and it would have been very illogical of me to not convert after having read the Quran and learned the true Islam. And seeing how coherent Islam is as a whole, how it gives everyone rights and teaches proper human conduct and doesn't have any faults, I basically converted to Islam because I couldn't deny it. So alhamdulillah for Allah's guidance. I still have a long way to go, but I can't wait to see what the future holds. So if you are a non-Muslim who stereotypes Muslims in a negative way, ask yourself where these ideas come from. Have you ever met a Muslim? It's not your fault if you're uneducated. I was once in your spot. So I'm here to encourage you to meet a Muslim. If you're out and you see a visibly Muslim person, engage in a conversation, say hi. Invite your Muslim colleague to lunch, or ask a Muslim classmate about their religion. If you have a mosque near you, feel free to visit. Everyone's welcome. Get to know us before you judge us.
My favorite story under their comment, but I can't find the comment, so I'm really sorry. But yeah, anyways, hi, my name is Akela. I'm half German, I'm half Chinese, and here's my favorite story. So in high school, I was really depressed. I was struggling with stuff, and I knew these 3 Muslim kids in my school, and I started asking them questions about Islam. The more I learned, the more I loved it, and I started incorporating small practices into my daily life. So I started covering my legs, and then I started wearing looser pants. I stopped eating pork, stuff like that. And then there were other smaller things. So after I started covering my legs, I got this feeling that I needed to cover my arms as well. And for me, that was kind of a sign that this was the truth, because where else would this feeling have come from, right? But yeah, I held off on my shahada for a while, which isn't good, but I was already pretty much practicing. I was doing zakir, eating halal, stuff like that. But yeah, at that point I realized I just needed to take my shahada, and I ended up doing it over a FaceTime call in the hallway of my dorm.
What made her embrace Islam?
When I was 21 years old, I was in the middle of my medical studies. I came to my attention that when I watched the news and it talks about Islam or Muslims, that all of the news, or predominantly all of the news, is negative. Especially when it comes to women, it's always very negative. Something about women not being able to go to school in Afghanistan, about women getting acid thrown in their faces in Pakistan, a lot of bad things. And also in the climate that what was going on at that time in Western Europe where I lived, it was very anti-Islamic to my feeling. And I just followed the media and just believed everything they said, and I had a very negative idea about Islam. During that year when I was 21, I started to, in my free time, get some extra information about Islam. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I wanted to have more arguments about why this was such a horrible religion. I wanted to be able to debate people about it. So in my free time, like I said, I started to read some stuff, to watch some videos about Islam. And in the beginning, I could still say, okay, I hate this religion, it's bad because of this and this and this. But as I read more and more, I started to really feel, I liked it. There were things about it that appealed to me as a person, as a human being. I started to feel that, okay, I hate it, but yeah, this and this and this is kind of cool about it. And in the end, after months and months of reading some stuff, I found out that I couldn't say anymore that I hated it. There was the list of things that I liked was just too long, and I really felt it was really like coming home, because it was really like it really suited my way of my way of thinking of how life should be, and I couldn't help myself and converted. So that's how I became a Muslim. In the beginning, I wore a hijab when I prayed. It started to bug me a little bit that I would wear the hijab while praying and then take it off and go outside. I started to feel that Allah, or God, as we say Allah, sees me always, not just when I'm praying. So if I go outside, He's also there and He's also watching me. It's not just a thing when you're praying. So I decided about half a year after I converted to start wearing the hijab. And ever since, I've been wearing it, never took it off. Before I became a Muslim, I had a lot of misconceptions about Islam, especially concerning women. I really thought that this was a religion in which women are forced to dress a certain way. They're not allowed to go outside. They're not allowed to learn. They're not allowed to work. They're not allowed to be a human being. This is really what I thought. But after I converted, I found out that all my misconceptions, all the ideas I had about women in Islam were wrong. And I found out that it's liberating. And it's not just liberating, it also allows you to, in Islam we work, we are allowed to own businesses, we're allowed to divorce if we're unhappy. You have to ask us our permission to get married. All the things that bothered me before, they're simply not true. I see that in Islam, as a woman, I can be who I want to be. I can work. Another important thing is I can dress how I want to. I'm not pushed by the fashion of the day. My body is my own. I'm free from all the looks of people. I'm free from all the pressure of being too skinny or being too fat or walking on high heels or wearing certain super expensive designer clothes that after you wear them twice, you gotta buy new ones. I can just focus on my real life. I can focus on my family. I can focus on my work. I can focus on my God. I can focus on myself. I don't have to focus about what everybody else thinks about me. And I think this is one of the things that is so attractive in Islam for women. You are valued for the person you are. You're liberated from having to be an object, having to be something that's only there for being beautiful. You're free to express yourself. You're free to work, to be a mother if you want to be, because you don't have to work. You can't. That's another difference. Now that I'm converted, I have something beautiful, and it's called the prayer. We pray 5 times a day, which means that 5 times a day I relax. 5 times a day I'm in meditation. 5 times a day I give my worries to my God, to my Creator. And this is my favorite thing in Islam. If you've never prayed, go for it. Just try. It'll save you. It saved me.
Fidelma O'Leary is about to travel far from the heart of Texas to Mecca to make her pilgrimage.